Sometimes we tend to take life too seriously. And the whole thing is supposed to be fun. And yes, Earth is a schoolroom. And we are learning things, but it doesn't have to be so complicated. And we can take it all a little bit more lightly. So tonight I wanted to share something with you that I shared with my spiritual life coaching client of how to curate your life. When we understand that our beliefs create our reality, what we can start to do is take inventory of our beliefs. And a fundamental belief worth investigating is, do we believe that we're sinners here to repent and life is supposed to be suffering and suffering is glorified? Or do we believe that we're divine beings here to have a magical experience and learn co creation and enjoy our lives and be present and treasure every moment of the experience on earth? So, if you choose number one, you're gonna end up creating a life that supports that belief that you need to suffer and you're a sinner and need to repent. So you're gonna create a life of misery. But if you choose number two, you're going to begin to create a life of joy. And even when difficult situations appear because you uphold that belief, you will see the silver lining and find the solution and learn from them and come out on top. Uh, so it's really good to examine the fundamental beliefs, and you can imagine those as the structure of the house. Let's say we can compare like curating our life as building and furnishing a house. So our foundational beliefs are very, very important because that's what the walls are going to stand on, right? And if the foundational beliefs are crummy, good luck with bad foundation. Even if you build the most perfect house, if the foundation is bad, the house is going to start to lean, in one direction or the other and will collapse on itself. So a lot of times our foundational beliefs are faulty based on religious conditioning or societal conditioning. And when we get to a certain stage in life, we're like, why do we keep repeating those cycles? Why can we never, you know, have joy or peace or love or whatever it is we're looking for, abundance? And that's when finally dawns on us, oh, wait, I need to go and examine those foundational beliefs. And that's what we call like healing childhood trauma and ancestral healing. It's basically uncovering those beliefs and changing them, like shining the light on consciousness on them and realizing I don't want to believe in that thing. Uh, and just because everybody else before me believed in it, it doesn't mean that it needs to be true for me, and I can choose to change it. So, this is a very important work. And then, a little by little, we decide on the other things. And there's no right or wrong, it's just like what feels right to you. If you want to go for the degree, the house, the job, the family, and that's what sounds good for you, go for that. If you want to go for making art and traveling the world and volunteering and whatever it is that you want, like, if you want to go for rocket science, whatever it is, just be sure that this is what you want and don't second guess it. And there's no right and wrong way to create and curate your life. It's basically based on what you particularly like and what your heart and soul resonates with. And in the same way that we can go to a person's home and totally like hate their style and the furniture and the way the art on the walls, just because it doesn't resonate with us. But if that person loves them, there's nothing wrong with it. Or we can go to somebody else's house and love everything in that home, right? Or we can go to somebody else's house and love half the stuff. But it doesn't matter what we love about other people's houses, right? Because it doesn't make it right or wrong, the things that other people like. What we can take away from seeing other people's houses, other people's lives, is the things that we enjoy and say, oh yeah, I would love to have that. Like, I'd like to have this belief. I would like to have this quality. I would like to have this actual particular thing, let's say. And then not focus on the things that we would not like to have. Uh, because the more we focus on the negative qualities in a person or the negative things in the world that we don't particularly enjoy, the more we bring them into the forefront and encounter them everywhere. So when you know that this is the process of curation, to determine I like it, I don't like it, and then focus on what you like, then all of a sudden you fill your physical house and your mental house and emotional house with things that you actually like. And think of it like your home can be your private art gallery or sanctuary. And in the same way that your house is your castle, your heart and your mind are your temple. And what you allow in there is extremely important. It needs to be curated. And if it's not supportive of where you want to be, it's your job to pull it out like a weed, to take it on the curb like old furniture you no longer resonate with, to throw it in the trash like something old and broken, to give it away because somebody else could use it, but not you. And this is how we curate, right? And it's important to do that inventory on the daily because, especially now with social media, the internet, all of the information available, there's so much flood of information. Uh, and we are allowing it blindly. So it's good to have sacred time just for yourself and time where you allow yourself to feel, and instead of constantly consuming things from the outside, you give yourself time and space to journal, to be alone with your thoughts and feel out what feels right for you, what looks good to you. And sometimes it could be space. Maybe you don't want a lot of furniture. Maybe you want to simplify your mental and emotional space. Maybe you need to eliminate a lot and let go of a lot of things that no longer resonate. And it could be people and beliefs and old identities and things that you used to do but no longer bring you joy. And that's normal because as we live, hopefully we grow and we change based on the experiences that we have lived through. So sometimes certain things that resonated with us for a long time don't resonate anymore. And it's good to honor those periods in life instead of repeating the same actions blindly and the same habits, but really stay in touch with your inner being and feel into what needs to be let go of, what needs to be let in, what needs to be expressed and transmuted and alchemized into art. And the process of curation is really fun. And to me, this is really what it means to create your life, is to curate it. And if you want something completely different as an experience and move into a new stage of your life, You can think of it as moving from one home into another. When we move, we usually go through our things and we get rid of a lot of things just because we don't want to bring them along with us into the new space. So there's a lot of trash, there are a lot of things that we want to donate, there are a lot of things that we want to take to resale shop or give to friends. And we consolidate and we keep the things that we really resonate with and love. So we have less stuff to move, right? And when you move, it's an opportunity to also get some new things that match more your evolved style and aesthetic. So we can think of life like that, that we constantly go through different stages. And every time we shift into a new stage and a new understanding, there are a lot of things that we need to let go of to make space for that new. Because if we don't let go of anything, there's no room for new, and we don't change, and we get frustrated because we feel I need to change, I need to change. But if we don't let go of anything and we're afraid to let go, and we have a lot of attachment and a lot of sadness and grief that we don't want to go through, because when we let go of things, we naturally are going to feel the loss and we have to grieve. Um, if we do not want to feel that, that's where we get stuck. But if we understand, okay, this is a natural process, and the stronger the attachment, the more I'll have to grieve that thing, and the stronger the emotions will be. But if I do it, when I do it, that's when the new can open up fully. Uh, and it's both, terrifying and exciting because they're letting go of the old, of the familiar, of the thing that you've been attached to, and there's a lot of strong emotions. Um, but you're entering the unknown, and instead of being afraid of it, when you fully process your feelings, the unknown is all of a sudden inviting and exciting. And it's like, oh, this is totally new. Who am I gonna be now? And how are things going to unfold, and you get to try different things. And again, this is naturally if you want to. A lot of people prefer the comfort of the familiar, and even if they feel it's time for something new, they still cling and maybe make a little change. And a lot of people actually do that exact thing. They will change their furniture, they'll change things in the physical environment, but avoid change in the psyche. Whereas, for me, the last couple of years has been opposite. I'm keeping the same physical environment, but have been undergoing tremendous inner changes. So it's really interesting to see the difference, and how uh, we have sometimes change things on the outside but not on the inside, and that's what's necessary. And sometimes we change on the inside a lot, but the outside doesn't show it, and then all of a sudden the outside shifts completely and catches up with all of the inside changes that have happened.